Hi, guys. Are you looking for excitement in your life? Are you feeling very mundane and bored with the 9 to 5 and dropping your kids off at public school?
Or are you looking to provide your child or children an amazing experience, an experience that they will cherish the rest of their lives? And with the rise of AI and many uncertainties, offer them something that AI can do.
Yeah, truly tangible experiences,
Yeah,
hands on, something that will stand out on a resume.
totally. But today we're talking about world schooling. What is world schooling? Why is it suddenly becoming so popular? And share a little bit about our own experiences.
Yeah. Tara dressed up so nice for everyone.
Oh,
You wore your
we
finest clothes.
we are world schooling right now, and after today, I'm throwing this shirt into the trash because I travel late.
So
The
you
zipper,
decided the last go
yeah,
around,
the
little
zipper
spinning
doesn't
around
work.
town for the
Yeah,
last hurrah, film your YouTube show, 100,000 subscribers, and then straight to the trash.
yes, that is how I
Great.
roll.
Enjoy.
Hiljaa hyvä tulee.
Ilia, shy, huvatula. Good chair.
Yes, the Finnish proverb of this episode is hiljaa hyvä tulee. Slowly, things go well.
Great. I was
It's
so close.
yeah, it's like the Navy SEALs is like slow is smooth and smooth is fast with the
Okay.
Finnish version.
So
So this
slow
is
things down.
yeah, and I think that's
Great.
true for
Very
life.
fitting.
And I think for kids, we have if you're new to the channel, my name's Taro,
My name's Cora.
and we're a Finnish American family. And in this channel, we share some of our experiences about alternative parenting and stuff we tried. And today we're going to talk about world schooling. And I think the slowness and slow travel, slowing down when children are young is really
Hmm.
valuable. Our kids are currently, as we film this, 5, 3, and 2. So life goes so fast.
Yes.
Mhm.
And speeding kids up is not a good equation.
So world schooling. Let's start with what it is.
What is it?
What is it, Cora?
From my understanding, world schooling is when the education becomes travel and you're not bound by textbooks or a public school that you go to, but you're learning on the road as you travel and explore.
Yep.
Yeah. The classroom is the world.
Yes. And I think the original definition is that it's homeschooling, but while traveling. And again, the classroom is the travel partially.
Hmm.
But today there are actual world schools. So kind of like more mobile version of the British expat international school systems that have existed for a long time.
Yeah.
How did you originally hear about world school and what was your first knee
E-
jerk reaction?
I guess you told me. Did you tell me?
Maybe.
I
I
don't
don't
think I'd
know.
heard of it. And I was like, heck yes, because I've been traveling my whole life and I love it. And the kids do well traveling. I get bored at home. If I'm in a city for more than a month, I get restless.
Yep. I first learned about it before it was technically called World School about 15, 20 years ago. I spent a little over 5 years or a little under 6 years backpacking around Southeast Asia. So be it India or Philippines or Thailand. And I met these hippie families that were unschooling at that time,
Mhm.
people called it. But they had pulled their kids from school and they were traveling the world and let them have experiences.
Yeah.
And since then, the unschooling has shifted into world schooling. Unschooling you could do at home. You're just trying to like unlearn the system. But then now with I think COVID and remote work and the millennial parent, people are
Mhm.
wanting to have that kind of experience, but maybe with higher quality education while allowing them to work remotely as well.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
some people do it in addition to the public school at home or
mhm.
private school year. They do it during summertime.
Yep. And we're actually right now in Hvar, Croatia at the Field School, which is one of these programs. During the fall and spring, they offer 3-month programs for world schoolers. And then in the summer, they offer anywhere from 2 weeks to 2-month summer camps. So, yeah, you could supplement as well.
Hmm.
I think what's interesting about World School is that it can mean so many things, and that's where the definition gets confusing. There are people who do this for a family of four for 20 to 30,000 a year, kind of like co-op style homeschooling while traveling in really cheap countries in Southeast Asia or
Maybe by van or backpacking or something,
yeah, and there's
camping.
van life versions of this with
Mhm.
kids.
Sailboating.
Sail, actually, that's also very popular.
Mhm.
And there's some famous YouTubers doing that as well. But then there's also this version where you spend as much as you would spend on a private school in United States or in
Mhm.
other countries, and you kind of have a more premium experience that maybe allows one of the parents or both of the parents to also work full time. So you can kind of have combinations of it. I think the key is that you're not in one location. Because if you would just be in one location overseas, then you would be an expat or
Mhm.
living international life. The idea of world schooling is some level of keeping moving, uh, like anywhere from like, I guess, 1 to 3 month
Mhm.
programs at a time.
Yeah, and they call it like slow travel if you're somewhere for more than 3 months, right? And
Yep.
then there's fast travel where you're like maybe in a different city every day, every week.
Yeah. And there are these gypsy villages style groups as well where families travel together and there's cruises and there's all kinds of options. But why do you think this is suddenly becoming so popular among parents?
I feels like the travel industry in general has been booming since the shut off in COVID. Like it was like flights grounded and then everyone just like doubled down once they were open. I don't know if it's remote work or feeling like something was missing in life, having a midlife crisis or
Hmm.
flirting with death and wondering what, you know, existential crisis. And
Yeah,
now it's more accessible because there's all these things like Boundless. It's like not scary. They plan it all for you. It's like turnkey, you know?
yeah,
You don't have to figure out and you can chat GPT it like you do sometimes, your own travel agent.
totally. Yeah, Boundless is Boundless Life. It's one of the more popular world schooling places that currently has, I think, like 10 destinations around the world. And they offer actually a Finnish educational system based thing where parents have a co working space and it's very turnkey, but that's more on the expensive side.
Mhm.
Um, but it is offers a lot of people, more people, an option to do that.
You wanna talk about price for that?
Yeah, I mean, anywhere from 5 to 15,000 a month, depending on how many children, what month, and where are you.
Mhm.
Um, the kits itself are about 1,700 euros to I think 2,500 euros, but then there's like co-working space fees, accommodation fees, so that's where you get to at least that 5K, 6K range. But like it's not cheap.
Mhm.
Um, but then again, they make it possible that you can still work
Yeah.
and yeah, it's
And
more
sometimes it might be cheaper than private school at home, right?
it
Or
can
daycare.
be, especially accommodations in some
Mhm.
of the countries, being Bali, Indonesia, or
Yeah.
Kotor, Montenegro, or out of these places that then you can save in other areas of life. So why is world schooling so popular? So COVID accelerated it, probably, right?
Yeah.
It,
And everyone sees people on Instagram doing it. It's like, status symbol maybe
mhm.
or accessible at least or like eye opening like wow, I didn't even know that there was that possibility.
Yep. I think it was always going to be popular because the millennials have probably traveled the world more than some of the previous generations overall, and travel's become easier with internet and all that
Mhm.
stuff. But then I think there's three accelerating forces. One was COVID, that pretty much every parent had to do some version of remote school at some point. So a lot of
Mhm.
those parents are, well, like we already did it in our home. Why wouldn't we do it on the road? And also remote work got more popular.
Mhm.
The other one is AI. I think a lot of parents are asking is like, hey, what's the purpose of school now when all the knowledge and information is better and accessible by technology? So I think
Mhm.
alternative educations overall are rising. Like in Austin, Texas, where we live, there's the Alpha School where like kids only study like less than 2 hours a day and the rest they do just projects. So
Mhm.
I think any alternative education is on the rise. And lastly, I think the public schools and some of the traditional private schools, they kind of suck. You know, a lot of parents, I think, are disappointed by that experience and they're seeking things besides AI, just like better options. And I think this might be a way to spice up your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are other things that if you talk to your other mom friends that they ask or wonder about world schooling?
Besides wondering what it is, like how do you find them? That's always the
Hmm.
question. Um, and you said there's so many different like camps around the world, huh?
Yeah.
English speaking camps that you find. It doesn't have to be a big company like Boundless Life, but there's so many, there's one offs, right?
Hmm.
You find like a country you want to go to. I guess people ask about visas, right? Or like entry or
Yep.
what they need to bring, maybe tips for travel. Do you have any
From
world schooling tips?
yeah, I have quite a few. Maybe that's a whole separate video.
Yeah.
For me, the first one that people always knee jerk reaction is cost. Because, like, oh,
Mhm.
we can't afford it because they think
Mhm.
it can be expensive. And I say, like, a lot of the original world schoolers spend way less money than
Mhm.
others. But then they're also actively engaged in the education of their children. They're unschooling or homeschooling, and they travel usually in cheap places. So,
Mhm.
but definitely you can world school cheaper than in schooling in any Western country, including Finland, where education is free. The cost of living is just so much lower in a lot of these places, right?
Yeah.
The other one is that people are consciously or unconsciously scared. I
Mhm.
think they're scared that they don't know how to do it or things will go poorly. And I was like, to me, just like travel is not a reward for living, it's education for living, or whatever that Anthony Bourdain quote goes.
Mhm.
So I think like any new thing, there's a learning curve, and initially it takes a while to learn. And if you're not willing to do all the research yourself, you can use things like Boundless Life that make it really, really, really easy, and then slowly kind of do it yourself.
Yeah,
But
like training wheels.
yeah, but like anything new, anything worthwhile pursuing. And then
Mhm.
my counter argument to that is just putting our kids into a private school, Montessori school in Austin. God damn, there was so many parent meetings and handbooks
Mhm.
and memorizing and
Mhm.
packing list. Like you had the whole list that you had to buy for each kid.
Yeah.
It's a lot to put your kid to any school, I
Yeah.
think. Like it requires a lot of
But in
attention
this
and
one, you're
learning.
moving to like a new school every so often, so you don't get used to the protocols, maybe.
Yep. But then you can also break the rules more, I think.
Yeah, we
Maybe that's
do.
the rebellious part of me. Yeah, people are worried about can they do it? They're scared and the money. And then finally is like I don't think they fully understand the benefits. Like I think we're all brainwashed a little bit onto
Mhm.
like to be these little factory workers sitting in our
Mhm.
desks studying math. And I constantly hear both for homeschoolers, like people who are anti-homeschool, they're like, well, your kid will not socialize. So is the only way to socialize is sit on a desk and have a little recess versus
Mhm.
exploring the world and meeting locals?
Yeah,
And
people
say
from all different cultures and backgrounds and making friends all around the world.
yeah, but I find a lot of people say, so, well, I went to a public school or I went to this and that school, so my kids will go and I turned out fine. But the world has changed a lot since and
I
it
think
keeps changing.
education's gotten worse too,
Yeah,
potentially.
I think meaningfully worse.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think that's why world schooling is popular. What are the other benefits? What are the things that you've learned about world schooling that are the good things that
I see one of the biggest benefits is when you show your child the world, it feels less like overwhelming. Things aren't scary. Experiences aren't scary, new experiences. So they kind of walk around the world with this sense of security and comfort and like a strong sense that they can do anything or meet anyone or take on anything. I think that's something so hard to teach unless you actively like push them out into the, world.
yeah, I've noticed with all our three boys is that when they experience something in real life, they remember it much better, and the amount of information they can absorb is
Mhm.
so much higher when they want to learn.
Yeah.
And like we just picked up a sea cucumber, and we were looking at like sea urchins
The
today.
tactile.
Yeah, in the
Mhm.
Adriatic Sea and
Mhm.
exploring the world, and they just remember it and engage with it. And every time we do a trip, a world schooling trip or a longer travel, they have this growth leap. It might not be
Mhm.
easy during the travel because they're trying, like every time we come, they love a new food. Like they
Yeah, they
try
find
something
something new
new.
they like.
Yeah, and they're like picky eaters a little bit. And then, but when we go to new places,
It's expansive, right?
yeah,
In their tastes and their interests. It's so much easier to remember when you held that sea cucumber than reading about it in a book, like you're saying.
Yes. But yeah, there's a huge growth spurt every time we go.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I think there's a lot of things that you can quantify, like openness at like when they're
Mm-hmm.
young is like how open they're to new people, new cultures, new
Changes.
experiences, changes
Yeah.
that are really hard to quantify, but I'm a big believer that they matter.
Yeah, because they say that's the one thing in life that's constant is change. So if you
Mhm.
can get your kid really used to that, they will be so much more adept at life.
Yeah. And imagine like what AI and the world will bring and how many changes they have as just not as being as rigid in like to your
Mm-hmm.
own little bubble, that the own school and the way of teaching. I think that um,
Mm-hmm.
it's also hard to quantify now because they're so young, but I believe they will make friends much easier.
Yeah, because you have to. I mean, I know people who were moved around every high school every year, and they just are able to get along with people better and not feel shy seeing new people.
Yeah. So if you're interested in world schooling, what would be, do you have some resources or starting points? We mentioned Boundless
We
Life and the
started
community,
both
but
listening to a bunch of podcasts. Just search World School, and there's so many good podcasts of people who do it in all different, configurations.
Mhm.
Maybe follow them on social media. But yeah, Boundless Life is a good one. I feel like that's the training wheels one where you can do it really easy. Anyone can do it. And then you can learn how they figured out the logistics.
yeah. And then the other one is do it on a summer. So instead of a summer camp or
Mm-hmm.
even on a winter break, there's like skiing ones and others, but like
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to sell your house and everything you have and
Mm-hmm.
be 4 years on the road.
Yeah. Although that's a good point. You should like rent your house on the swap. What's the swap one?
yeah, there's
And see a country where there's a house that you can rent and then see if there's a school around there, maybe.
totally.
So then you're not paying out of pocket for much.
But yeah, these summer camps have existed. So if you want to search English speaking, I assume that is important to you, but it might not be. But search, there's a lot of amazing top tier high schools and elementary schools that offer summer camps.
Mm-hmm.
There's amazing climbing ones in Switzerland and sailing and this and that. Like you can build them around a certain activity as well.
Mm-hmm.
But combining it with travel, it's like
Mhm.
kind of a soft landing.
You can even design it by the topics of interest, like
Mhm.
Renaissance art, you go to Italy, or like permaculture, ecology, you go to Costa Rica, whatever your kid's like into. See where in the country like that's really popular.
Yep. And if your kids are older, ours are a little too young for this, but you could even have them come up with the idea and ask them, where do you want to
Oh,
go?
Do a
Or
PowerPoint.
rotate a globe of the
Uh-huh.
world and pick a place, random place
That
every
could go
year and go.
tricky.
Yeah, but you can have them be involved in the process too, and then
Yeah.
plan it so they can absolutely like impact the planning, and that's part of the experience. It's almost like less about the travel itself, but it's all the
Mhm.
preparation that they help achieve.
Yeah, that'd be good for junior hires. Is like plan the whole trip.
Yeah. And then last one is you don't have to immediately fly to Japan or Africa. You could absolutely do world schooling within your own country
Mm-hmm.
and do the van version of something and like make it a soft landing, or go to the neighboring country and go with your own car and like go to Mexico or Canada or within
Mhm.
Europe or whatever it is. Like you don't have to start with this massive international trip with jet lag and different currencies and complications. Like you can do something smaller as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are actively exploring World School, and we'll be creating more videos. So if there's certain topics about world schooling that you're interested in, leave a comment below, and we will try to make content around that. And then along our journey, we'll share our tips and tricks on how to world school better.
Yeah, and our reviews of world schools.
Yes. This is brought to you by Four Sigmatic. And today, I believe I drank our last packet, so I don't
Did
even
you
have a
really?
product to hold.
No, we have like one or two in there.
Okay. Anyway, Four Sigmatic is kind enough to bring this show, and they're amazing mushroom company that I started. So I'm obviously biased, but the team there is supporting the channel, and they have an offer for everybody who watches our videos where you can get the first bag for free. If you go to foursigmatic.com/fungifam, there's a link below, and just pay shipping and handling, you get a free product.
Yeah,
How
buy
fun.
buy the little sachets so you can bring them on your World School
Yeah,
trip.
I believe the offer actually is that you get a free 10
Amazing.
travel packet thing.
Those are so necessary on the airplane when they don't have good coffee, and then when you get someplace where you don't know if they have good coffee or matcha,
Yeah.
the best.
They're also so necessary for parents to stay
Jet lag.
focused and calm and
Yeah.
collected with the help of mushrooms and adaptogens. So check them out.